Hello, friends. Hope everybody had a great Saturday. Checking in on Monkey. The chart is holding nicely after the bloodbath in the last couple days. So that's great to see. We're at 373,000 market cap, down slightly on the 24 hour, but up the last 6 hours. So charts looking good and holding up, even though these are trying market times, which is great to see. And I know that there are a number of current holders that are buying more, rotating in from other coins into Monkey just because of the great price that is right now. I mean, you can get a whale bag for cheap, and I think it's a good thing that long-term holders are buying more and dollar cost averaging. The foundation of this project is just incredibly strong right now at just 373,000 market cap, but with such loyal holders and such great mind share already on X, and Monkey's well known. Alon's posted, the Pump Fund accounts posted in the past, and I'm just incredibly bullish on the project just because of the great community that we have. And folks adding more is just going to make it that much stronger. And the more of the supply that's owned by holders, the less likely there is to be that volatility when we start moving, and it's just going to lead to just parabolic candles in my opinion. And on that note, the folks that are thinking of adding more or who have been adding more, they are believers. And what that means is when you see a chart like this, it's an opportunity. It's not anything that's super scary. I mean, you might have doubts at times or think, you know, maybe it's going to keep on going down. But if you believe, then you think you can take a step back and think the narrative hasn't changed. It's a cute monkey. We love the community. It's a great buy right now. I'm going to add and believe and do all I can in shilling to make the project succeed. So I think that's what belief means. You hold even when it's red. And even a step beyond that, you think of red as an opportunity to add more. And that's the type of community we have where folks are indeed adding more. And, regarding the market in the last couple of days and the tariffs, I think typically we've seen this with Trump before with the whole art of the deal thing. That's the way he negotiates is he puts pressure on early on and then gets the other side to come to the table and negotiate. So that is literally part of the art of the deal. He wrote a book on it. And so my take is, the news comes out about the tariffs, the markets obviously react, overreact possibly, and then now things are coming back a little bit as we've seen. Still not super strong and coming back, but I think folks are starting to realize, hey, maybe it's not going to be as bad as we think. There's still time before the deadline to work something out, and that's typically how Donald Trump negotiates, is by coming in with something crazy and then going from there. So by setting the tone early on, that's just his negotiating style. So I think we've seen this before in the past with Trump. Things end up getting done at the last hour, and he's good at getting these deals done. So I'm personally bullish. I was never going to sell my monkey anyway, to be honest. So I'm just sitting here holding. Sometimes it's best to just do nothing, right? And just hold or add if you can. And so that's what I've been doing. All right, let's look at the news. It was weekend, so it's a little bit slow, but there are some posts that I thought were good. Max Bid here posts a lot of lists and includes Monkey, so thank you to MaxBid here, saying the strongest communities on the MaxBid.pro last week, and we've got Monkey here among these other great projects. So great news, thanks MaxBid for that. I mentioned there's still the softness in the market. This was 5 hours ago. BSC Gems alert says 221 million in crypto long positions liquidated in the past 4 hours. So it's still continuing to be a little bit of a volatile market. Murad had a couple posts here that I thought were good. He obviously is shilling SPX and he's not going to shill anything else, but I think what he says here about communities, definitely applies to monkey. And he says the only way to thrive this cycle is to be part of an extremely strong community. And then he starts talking about SPX. But I agree that this cycle is different in that we're seeing some of the other stuff like perps and leverage trading causing issues for people. And I think people are going to realize the best thing to do is to be part of a strong community. And that's what we have with Monkey. I think that's why people are adding more. Why people just love shilling because we do have that strong community, and that's the way to make it this cycle. So I agree with Murad here. Sling said, career defining moments ahead of us, boys and girls. And I agree. This is where the money's made. This is where our conviction pays off. And I think folks that are adding almost daily means we're going to make it, right? We're getting these strong holders adding more, and that's where we want to be. Others are going to follow, but we have that super strong base. Murad had his thoughts on what we learned from yesterday. Don't use leverage, don't use margin, don't use debt, don't pair trade, stop trading. And the only way to make it is to do spot, do holding, do DCA, and believe in something. So I agree with that. I think we've seen a lot of posts about people just getting completely wiped out because they were trading on leverage, even a small amount of leverage, them getting liquidated, which was hard to see. So I agree with Murad. I mean, some people make a lot of money trading on leverage, which is, if you're skilled at it, you're watching it, you're not just kind of letting it run without paying attention, then you might be able to do it. But you have to know there's risk, right? You have to think, what is the downside risk here? Am I going to get liquidated for my whole bag, or what? I think some people thought, I saw a post, 2 or 3x leverage is safe, but if the red candle's big enough, you could get liquidated, and that's what happened to some people. Shaw said here, my gut still tells me pump fund is going to shock people. Largest liquidation event in history. It can't get much worse than this. Alon tweeted Q4 would be huge. He's not saying that for fun. Position accordingly. So I agree with this take from Shaw here. Remember when, and I mentioned this the other day, Alon and Pump Fund were battling Bonk. Remember that? Maybe it's now a month and a half ago or so. And Bonk came in and took a large chunk of market share for coin launches from Pump Fund. I think people were saying Pump Fund's dead. And then Pump Fund came back, rolled out some initiatives, and started doing more creator rewards and things like that. And now, where's Bonk, right? So Pump Fund, they know what they're doing, and they definitely have something in the works, in my opinion. And I agree with Shaw here that something's going to happen here. I don't know what it's going to look like, but having Monkey as part of the portfolio is a good thing in my opinion because any action we get in the portfolio, I think is also going to extend to Monkey. And I'm excited to see what the quarter brings. Remember, we're not that far into the quarter right now, right? I mean, it's been wild already, but it's just a few days into the quarter. So I think we've got plenty of time here. I'm holding, honestly, the chart's looking good and stable, which is great. So let's keep on chilling, working hard for our bags, and I will see you guys tomorrow.